Previously on Dysfunctional Systems.
Certainly, this is amazing. I smile pleasantly in admiration of technology. Most unfortunately, my smile is very, very temporary. As it turns out, the fusion bomb is incredibly horrible.
And now, we get back into it.
Winter. Ah. Come on, calm down. We'll make it through this and you'll be better for it, okay? I close my codex and look at Cyrus, who has placed his hands on my shoulders. The gesture does not help. For some reason, it makes me feel worse. My heart tightens and my tears escape from my lids. I feel the same feeling that comes when I imagine how it would be if my dad were to die. Only the feeling is much more distorted and disgusting. I answer Cyrus with a warbling voice as my emotions are in tatters. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't understand. I'm sorry I'm stupid. Winter, come on. Hey, you aren't stupid. You're a smart girl. I am? I am. I'm incredibly stupid. You know it. You're just a bit hard-headed. It's okay. You're young, Winter. And you're strong, too. You're strong, Winter. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I raise my head and look at his face. Through my tears, I can see that Cyrus's cheeks are more flushed than my own. He jumps a little, as if he was startled, and hugs my head to his chest. His heart is beating very fast, and I clutch the bottom of his shirt. When he speaks, his voice reverberates through his body in a powerful way. So powerful that I even feel a little more confident. We will not fail. I lift my head and look at him again. He shivers and looks from me to the fountain. I'll make sure of it. But only if you shape up. I'm terrified. I know. Okay. Let's finish this up, alright? I push away from him and wipe my eyes and cheeks. I feel as though this is too much for me to take. It is hard to have faith in Cyrus. The further I go down the path of a mediator, the harder it is to have faith in anything. Still, if I feel this is so wrong, then I ought to stop it, right? I should stop this all from happening. I should stop this war, plainly and simply. I steel myself and stare directly into Cyrus's eyes, sure to convey my conviction. Sir. Yes? I am confident that we will succeed here too. I'll also make sure that we will not fail. That mindset is good, Winter Harrison. Hold on to it. Easy to lose. Alright, let's kill the president. My soul decides to flee from my chest. What? What? That's the obvious course of action. That isn't... No, it's not. That is the least obvious thing. Oh, then what's the most... Talk to him? Convince him that he shouldn't do the thing he wants to do? Winter, we don't have the time for diplomacy. What? Mediation is all about diplomacy. No, it isn't. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. Mediators are simply neutral parties that enter worlds with problems, assess the situation, and solve the issues by whatever means necessary. You really are scum. What? I look him in the eye, nearly snarling. What is it, sir? You think I'm deaf? Every student knows how you handle things. That's right, people talk about you. Everyone knows that you're murderous and cold. Ah. Don't talk to me like I'm that stupid. I remember what they said at orientation. I know that setting existence to balance is totally important. I know how needed it is, but I thought we were more heroic than that, and I can't believe I felt confident because of you. Do you even hear yourself? What is necessary? We shouldn't lower ourselves to that barbaric level. I'm really starting to tire of your lip, Harrison. Now listen here. Many in Brighton do not support aggression against Gabrea, I've heard. That's only natural. War is a terrible thing. Furthermore, while their poverty extends far, it can be argued that this situation is for the best. Barnaby does not see that, though. He sees his own solution as the only solution. The people do not side with him. That is at least one issue that needs to be addressed. They must support him. They must feel that his decision is right. So, I will kill him. In doing so, the blame should be placed on Gabrea, and it should be clear to the populace that they have an enemy to fight. Wait, what is he saying? Was all that talk before to prepare me to accept this evil? To prepare me for these calculated deaths? You're not just asking me to support killing a man, are you? You're going to allow the nuclear bomb to be launched as well? Are you insane? I can't sit by and allow that. You've underestimated the plight of these people. For Barnaby, who has no real power, to wrest it for himself in such a dramatic fashion suggests that he is not willing to listen to reason. If we had longer than 4 hours, then it would have perhaps been possible to change his mind. But like this, just forget it. That nuke will be launched. All we can do is unite these people before they go to war. We can still bring this nation into order. Order? Does that bother you? Stability is paramount, Winter. So cool your head. Think about this logically already. Being a mediator isn't a thing of emotion. That's... what? That's only your opinion, and you're only one person. Don't act as though you know anything. I don't know a lot, but what I do know is that murder is the worst thing a person can do. So horrible and disgusting and terrible that we don't even write about it, and it never happens. What? You want to rebel against me again? I don't know. I don't know if I should, because you're kind of right. You... It doesn't look like it. They're so tainted by their troubles that it is doubtful I could convince the president to stop this. Killing him instead, though. Letting the nuke go off, too? Could I even forgive myself for that? Yet, we probably don't have very much time. From what I've read and what I've heard, it seems that weapon can be released easily, very, very soon. Winter. Blast, I need more information! Are you saying that preventing the launch and war is impossible? I'd mentioned before that, with luck, it won't be. With their president gone and the only remaining leader being a backup, there may at least be a delay on the bomb, which would give us more time to attempt their other plans. The death of the president could also lead to Gabrea taking Brighton much more seriously, since it signals a dangerous level of civil unrest. In which case, Gabrea would probably unleash this nation completely before they even had a chance to launch the nuke. Alternatively, there is also a small chance, a very small chance, that Gabrea will give in to Barnaby's demands. In the likely case that none of these possibilities come to pass, however, you can still expect the relations between Gabrea and Brighton to proceed much differently from now on. Brighton's citizens will believe that Gabrea has a stranglehold on them so completely that they can kill their president less than an hour after a threat of aggression. Some will be in fear to rebel against such power, but many will be emboldened in the belief that Gabrea has gone too far. What's more, once that bomb has gone off, the citizens won't be afraid of it for much longer. The fusion bomb holds unprecedented power here. Nobody understands it, not even Brighton. It could separate these two muddled nations and produce a new order. As an added bonus, once they see its power and grow to fear it, it's probable this world will never see a nuclear weapon launched again. If Barnaby were to launch it now without his nation's consent, the people would condemn him as a tyrant. It could lead to both a civil war and an international one. We need to make him a martyr, a hero in death. He'll be a sacrificial symbol of Brighton loyalty, and the people will follow him posthumously. Gracious, he seems so sure of himself. Would this really be for the best? Would this bring about order? What should I do? Hey, I actually agree with him because that actually makes sense. So, you know, like the only thing that would make sense in this situation. Because if I rebel against it, we choose a different path, it doesn't ensure order, and that's what we're doing, right? Friggin' order to chaos. Fine. I refuse to invest any more heart into this. It's out of my hands. I'm just here to watch, yeah? Then that's what I'll do. If Sire wants to go around murdering people and being a terrible person, then I guess that's his prerogative. We'll just consider this an example of how not to be a proper mediator. This is all we can do, Winter. Yes, whatever. I must say that the thing I hate the most about this is that he isn't entirely wrong. Not about the murdering, that's definitely wrong, no question. It's just that I really don't know anything. Cyrus is a mentor. He's been doing this for a while. Evidently from the candor in his voice, he's good at it too. Even if I took the lead in the face of my experience, anything I suggest is likely to fail. It's so frustrating. Winter. I will follow you, but I hope you know that I won't be killing anyone. This is your bloodstained proposal, not mine. I'll watch, and I won't help. That's all you're here for. That's right, I am only here to watch and learn. That's all. As such, I stop talking and just stare at him instead. We need to find a library. Is that so? We need to find out where the president is. We visited this world before, but not this country. We don't know where the government office is, or even if that's where the president will be. We need to learn more, and quickly. This feels like a lecture. Wait here. He turns around and runs off to a woman passing by. One of several women, and men, who seem to have begun filling the streets as the president's address assembly ends. Oh, okay. I didn't exactly have the urge to flee just now or anything, although I wouldn't mind going home and ignoring all this. Demanding a withdrawal is a failure, though, so I will stick with it. Granted, I am sure they would make an exception for a situation as unique as this, but no. I have to see this through. I ought to see this through. I turn my attention back to my mentor, who has finally reached the woman. Until she notices him, he is wearing an expression so stern I'm sure it would stun her. But after that point, she is met with a bright face and a smile. He begins talking with her amiably, outside of my earshot, and I stop paying him any mind. Something about that high charisma of his now disgusts me. Perhaps it's the basely manipulative angle from which he ultimately approaches everything. Ends justifying means, the needs of the many over the few, various ridiculous philosophies. Even for having to be around him, I feel gross and dirty. Worse for being associated with him. Especially worse for letting him do what he wants. But, right, of course, I shouldn't let any of it bother me. Just as he said, my job here is to watch. This isn't my responsibility. Distance from him now, I start feeling much calmer than before. And when he returns, I have settled down enough to feel oddly impassive about the whole situation. I just asked for directions. There's a library close by. Come on, we're running. With that, he takes off in a sprint, clearly slower than his true pace, I would guess for my benefit. For a second I contemplate walking, but I reason promptly that there's no point in making matters any worse. I follow, fast enough. Being in the presence of books has a placating effect on me. Ever since we entered here, I've been breathing sighs. Everything makes sense in books. Everything is carefully placed, planned out, logical and clear. They reflect what I once admired about in reality. Of course, reality doesn't offer such things anymore. After all, here I am, sitting in the library of another world, my mentor tapping away at keys to find a man to kill. I wonder what kind of books a world with wars has. Ones about bloodshed and suffering? As long as they're fiction, I might like to read them. Granted, I've lately found it difficult to determine what exactly fiction even is. Got it. I almost say that's good, but catch myself from automatic politeness. Nothing about that is good. I should have sabotaged his computer somehow. Well, I suppose all that's left is to murder a man. I give Cyrus a curious glance, to suggest a question, possibly eliciting the whereabouts of the president. He seems to pick up on it. Don't worry about where he is. It's not like it would mean anything to you. Instead, I've got to tell support. We can't shift on our own to unconfirmed locations. I'll tell you this, though. This society is pretty open. The floor plan of their entire government building is online. Found it on a website offering tours, of all places. The president's office is on the top floor. We'll try going directly there. I break my gaze and look at his computer monitor. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Cyrus lifting his wrist to his mouth and talking into it. I could eavesdrop, but I don't really care to, and instead turn to the halls of bookshelves. Now here's a thought. If there are an infinite number of words and a supposedly infinite number of worlds, then theoretically there's no limit to what has been written, right? That would mean that each world has their own unique writings, their own unique piece of an infinite collection. How enlightening. We're going, Winter. I wonder how long I can keep up this charade of nonchalance. I'm afraid that as soon as I take it down, I'll be completely aware of the severity and sickness of the coming event. So I don't want to go. I don't want to see this. I'm going to watch our man die. I'm going to let his city be destroyed. I can't believe I joked about this. I completely relinquished my rebellion, and now I can't save anything. You could easily say that this was my fault. You wouldn't need to convince me. I could have done something. I could have tried harder. But this is a lesson. I want to stop coming to class. I must keep going, though, regardless of my feelings on the matter. Really, I have to. I have to keep doing this, and I have to keep dealing with him. If I am going to allow this, then I can't hide from it. I look back at Cyrus. The coordinates have been sent to your ICD. We'll be going there together in 5. I lift my wrist and turn the small screen toward me. There are coordinates and a countdown showing. Cyrus is taking something from his inventory. Before I even see it, I know what it is. A weapon. He pulls it out and I'm at a loss for words. I only know that it's a gun from being very vaguely similar to the one in my textbook. It looks much stranger than that textbook gun. It seems disturbingly sinister. Perchance my way of thinking is warping my perceptions. Hopefully not. I wonder how Cyrus got it. We aren't given any weapons for our work, but we're allowed to take things from different worlds along our travels and store them within our inventories. Surely there's a story in how that gun wound up with him. Surely there's a story in how he got each of the doubtlessly countless weapons he keeps in his inventory. If I didn't loathe him, I might even ask. I'd ask. Oh, that's how the teleportation works. Cool. My surroundings quickly change as the countdown reaches 0. I take stock of the new room, noting that it is practically furnished, yet elegant, with the same large desk I saw on the television sitting meters away from us. The same man is here as well, though this time he's standing, back toward us and gazing out a large window. He naturally does not notice our arrival. There isn't anything visually or audibly spectacular about a teleportation from the ICD. Cyrus lifts his arm to aim, and everything crashes onto me. I stare at the trigger intently, and it is as though time has slowed down. I can do something. I can stop this. I could just push him. I could swat the thing out of his hand. It doesn't have to go this way. There are other things we could do. He can't be so cold-hearted. No one deserves this. He's gonna die. I can't stop this. I can't do anything. I cry out, too late, and soundless under the gun, but he heard me. Barnaby heard me. He turned, and I saw his face as he died. The scariest part is that his face in death was exactly as a normal face. I'll now see it everywhere. He crumples to the floor. Cyrus doesn't scold me for shouting. He just stands still at my side, pointing his gun at the president's corpse. I stare at the body and become aware of my breathing. I take in air and rattle as it fills my lungs. This is literally the strangest experience I've had since I got here, and I'm not convinced it's real. I don't want to be convinced. I am displaced and overwhelmed. I haven't even read novels like this. I can't react to something so almost fake. After a few minutes, Cyrus lowers his weapon and returns it to his inventory. My neck cricks as I turn to witness the action, seemingly abrupt in the stillness of death. He lifts his wrists and looks at it. We were then returned to the street where we started, some distance from all the televisions. At the new location, I break from my stupor and attempt to ground myself again. I assure my mind that this is all real, and knowing that it is, I soon look upon Cyrus with contempt. Wasn't that it? What are we doing still here? Guilty and need another drink, perhaps? We need to monitor the situation. There may be more to do yet. In his case, doesn't that mean more people to kill? Whatever, I've done what I have to. Can I leave now? Frankly, I don't even care about my grade after this. Look. What? I turn to what Cyrus is directing my attention to, the wall of TVs from before. There's a small crowd gathered there, and over their heads I can see the instantly recognizable crest of the Brighton presidency is displayed on the screens. Without a word, Cyrus moves to join them. I reluctantly follow, uncertain whether I'm going to like what I'm about to hear. This is emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Please pay close attention to the following message. The message will begin in 10 seconds. Then I stop myself from using found out, or alternatively, caught you, realizing our company. Cyrus merely looks down at me for 3 seconds before gazing back to the symbol. If the president is dead, then who's going to speak? His second or something? The message will now play. Oh, what? Sir, isn't that... Shh! The president, dressed in his same brown suit, behind his same large desk, in the same exact room that I just saw him die in. I thought this place wasn't magical. Isn't this necromancy? Cyrus's expression reveals little to the mystery as usual, but I can see for certain that he is no way nervous about this. Right, it can't be necromancy. Rigid physics, Winter. Think with some sense. Cyrus probably killed a body double or something. Is body double the right term? He killed somebody acting as somebody else. At least I seriously hope so, because the last thing I need after all of this is a wizard's. People of Brighton, do not be alarmed, for the news that I bear is by no means alarming. This tape is to be played at the time of my death. To be more exact, the time of my assassination. The crowd gasps and murmurs, despite the president's cryptic assurance. Right, of course. This must have been what Cyrus expected. The people will now have a martyr. Vice President Haynes shall carry on my duties, few as they were, from here on. He will also make certain my final order is brought to fruition. My body tenses at his words. As I said, this is not alarming news. After my actions today, I fully expected Gabrea's retaliation. I know what he means, and it's crawling forth in my head. The realization I, in action, advocated this. Of course, I hoped that I would be wrong. The second possibility, the likely one, the bomb will be launched and people will die. But the Gabrean elite seem set to dismiss us. While unfortunate, it is their choice. Gabrea did this? I knew things were bad, but never thought they'd start outright killing us. Seems they're reacting with somewhat expected behavior, but none of them are calling for the death of Gabreans. It is not with pleasure that I issue the order for their death. An eye for an eye is a bitter philosophy. I wish there could have been another way. The missile has already been launched. Damn it! Wait, hey, are we seriously going to fight Gabrea? Was Barnaby crazy? Just because we got a military doesn't mean we can fight anyone. We don't stand a chance. We're gonna get slaughtered. Haven't you been keeping up with word on the street? That bomb is supposed to take out Gabrea. The whole damn city with one bomb. They're the ones who are gonna get slaughtered. Good goddamn riddance as far as I'm concerned. Barnaby nailed it. Gabrea should pay. Had their chance and they pissed it down the gutter. Hey fellas, we've been down here for over 100 years, and for what? So that Gabreans can sit on their lazy asses all day and watch us bleed? I say let them hear something about what it's like to suffer and die. Plug my ears, their voices pierce me. Yeah, we can do this. Barnaby fought and died for us. He's always fighting for us. We shouldn't let his death be in vain. And when I first heard his speech, I thought he was nuts. But maybe this old bastard was right all along. Maybe this is how we should fight back. Kill the fuckers! Let's show them what we're made of! What am I hearing? I do hope severely that we will be able to negotiate after this. Fuck negotiating! Shut up, we can't fight them, are you insane? We're not gonna fight them, we're gonna fucking kill them! People of Brighton, I am sorry that there was no path for us other than that stained with blood. Do not forgive me for my decisions. I only pray that tomorrow will be a better day for you, and that my choice was the proper one. Good night, Brightons. It has been an honor serving as your presence, little as it ever meant. The crowd erupts into commotion, screams of praise, shouts of anger, but one overwhelming cry. Give them hell! I don't know what it means, but it sickens me. I immediately face Cyrus with intent to spit on his shoes and slap him across the face. If only I could reach. But he drags me away from the crowd before I'm capable of either. Sir. You've won, sir. You have your unity and blood. Where's your smile? Why aren't you happy? It's gone precisely as planned. You're not getting this. You just killed at least an entire city of people. And why? Why, I ask. Because you refused to listen to me? Because you were so stubborn? And because I couldn't stop you? You miserable, shrewish, murderous oaf? I can't believe this. How could I have let this happen? This weight isn't something someone like me should bear. I can't bear this enormous load of bullshit. This guilt at my incapability? This fury at your foolishness? This disgust in myself for my apathy? Won't you say anything? Look over there! The whole congregation looks to the horizon where there's a glowing light. Anger subsides into shock, which subsides into disbelief, and then acceptance. What comes with acceptance is a sadness so sudden, thick, and powerful that tears fall from my eyes before I even realize they're coming. Millions of people are now gone. In a moment, just gone. Burnt up. I am to blame. I failed. Absolutely and 100%. I allowed this ruination. Sir, you... just can't believe you. I can't accept this. Why did you kill them? An immense wave of sound and energy pounds through us, and I nearly topple over, held still only by tugging at Cyrus's shirt. Shit. Shit! Shit? Well, shit, Cyrus, really? That's all you've got to say after all this shit? Of all things? That bomb's way too damn close. Let me tell you what you should be saying right now, you murderer. You fucked everything! Settle down. We don't have time for that. He nods into the light. That right there is a classic sign of a true fusion bomb. And that shockwave just now tells us it's too strong for its own good. Brighton couldn't test a nuclear weapon under Gabrea's surveillance, and it shows right there. They use too much reactant, and it's becoming self-sustaining. What? What in the world does that mean? It means this whole world is dead. That reaction is going to continue until it's consumed the entire atmosphere and left this planet a barren rock. The whole world? What? He turns from me. We need an out. Prioritize the student. The situation is hopeless. Wait, hold on a second. This is impossible. What is he saying? It's gotten even worse? Ridiculous. It can't be. No. How could this even... Don't tell me after all that's happened, this is how it ends? Don't tell me that.